Hi, this is Dr. Aditya Bharadwaj, IELTS trainer at Center of Immigration and Education Services, a brand of AQG Consultancy. Now, a lot of people face problems with getting an 8-band score in the IELTS speaking, and these people are rumored to have attributed this to not living in an Anglophone country. Now, we live in a country that is India, which is where English is not the primary lingua franca, right? But we have trained a lot of candidates who sit for the IELTS exams and they have scored 8, 8.5, and even 9. So the myth here has been debunked. So this definitely is not a problem of not living in an Anglophone environment, because one can easily immerse themselves in a sea of sensory input that is mediated in English. So this way, one can easily start thinking and speaking in English. So here's the key: thinking in English. That's what creates the major problem. A lot of people they feel compelled somehow to think in their mother tongue or any language that they're comfortable with, and then translate it to English. So here lies the reverse or retrograde psychology, which really stymies a person's process in progressing with their English speaking skills. So what a lot of people do is that they think in their mother tongue and then they translate it mentally into English before speaking it. So this creates a transcriptional lag, which acts as a huge detriment to that person's fluency. Fluency and coherence, as you might already know, is one of the 4 parameters on which the IELTS speaking module is judged. The other 3 being lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. Another reason why a lot of people are not able to score very good band scores in the IELTS speaking module is because of their pronunciation. Now, pronunciation entails the actual orthographical and phonetic pronunciation of each and every single alphabet and the syllables put together, but there's something else that comes into play that the Indian education system really miserably fails at teaching its students, and that's intonation and accentuation. For example, let's take the word photograph. We have 3 syllables: photo and graph. So basically a sound or sound system, which basically is comprised of a vowel, which is encompassed, like it's encapsulated by 1 or 2 intervening consonants, are combinedly known as 1 syllable. So photo and graph, we have 3 syllables here. So I can pronounce this as photograph or photograph or photograph. Now the correct pronunciation, of course, is photograph, because it's the 3rd syllable that's accentuated than any other. Okay, so there's accentuation or adding an extra bit of tonicity to one of the syllables, which really makes a difference between correct or incorrect pronunciation. So this is another reason why not a lot of people are able to score like about 7 or 7.5 bands in the speaking section. And this is because people are of the opinion that they just need to pronounce the individual letters correctly, and that's that. But of course, there is this hidden gem in the form of intonation, which really needs to be taken care of. So other than that, of course, as far as lexical resources are considered, it's just a fancy pants way of saying advanced vocabulary. Now, a lot of people think that advanced vocabulary really means far-fetched words that would make a listener get sent to a dictionary. But that's not really the case here. I mean, you don't have to produce regurgitated material from the dictionary. Lexical resource really just alludes to appropriate and not advanced vocabulary. So a better way to look at it is by using collocations. So instead of saying extreme poverty, it might be better to say, let's say, abject poverty. So that's a better collocation. So instead of saying this happens more than it does not. So a better way to say that is this happens more often than not. So using these collocations, obviously this is something that would be expected of a native speaker. So you need to sound as native as possible, and that's what you've got to do. Another fallacy is that you need to speak in a foreign accent other than what's Indian. Now let me tell you that Indian accent in and itself, when it's nailed perfectly, sounds better than any other accent in the world. It is also true that Indian accent is indeed an accepted variant of English. You just need to pronounce the words correctly, taking care of the intonation, and once that's done, Of course, the Indian accent sounds like an absolute charm as well. And there you go, another collocation, absolute charm. I can go on and on. So you just need to keep in check these different measures that you're taking, and you need to take them correctly in order for back in a good band score, and victory is not really that far or that difficult to achieve. Then to wrap it up, once again I'd like to reiterate the fact that one needs to start thinking in English. So for thinking in English and reading your English off your native language, you need to immerse yourself in a sea of sensory input that is mediated in English. So you need to immerse yourself with content that is produced primarily in English language, like English podcasts, English videos, okay, movies that are in English, okay, books that are written in English language. So you need to completely be in full touch with English language and immerse yourself all over. So these, ladies and gentlemen, are the basic keys of mastering the IELTS speaking section. And yes, it is totally possible. We have done that. I have done that personally, and if we can do that, you can do that too. And of course, our stellar panel of IELTS trainers are definitely help you sail through this entire process. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen.